Welcome back to another episode of Locked On Hoops with myself, Ben, and Jammel. What's going on?
Not much, man. These storm systems, is locked in on Florida for some reason. I pretty much traded the snow, ice, and 12-degree weather for hurricanes every other week. Like I don't
Right,
know how
for
these people down here
rain and hurricanes,
deal
yeah.
with it.
I don't know either, man. I think people just take it for the vacation spot it is and take the high times and just deal with the low ones. But yeah, it's hurricane season right now.
High times is right during the last hurricane
Yeah.
that I experienced here. It was so much high times, I didn't even know that the hurricane passed. That's another story for another day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a side story.
It's October. NBA season's right around the corner. Last week or the week before, only a handful of teams had their media day. Last week was last Monday actually was the official opening of media days for the remaining NBA teams. Everybody has their goals for the upcoming season. But one team I really have my eye on here is the Orlando Magic. They're already 4 or 5 days in the camp. Most of the Magic players, the ones that I've spoken to, they've been impressed this all with their offseason acquisition of KCP. Franz
Yeah.
Wagner said, during these first few days of practice, he set the tone on defense, and he's put in some of the younger guys underneath his wing, and he has some playoff experience. He won a title with the Lakers in 20. And correct me if I'm wrong, but was he on Denver at some point? I know he's been well traveled.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on Denver. I don't know if he was on that team, championship team, but he was in Denver.
Yeah, so yeah, like I really like that acquisition, and I'm pretty excited to see how it kind of pans out. He kind of fits their style of play, and he feels their need for scoring and outside shooting.
Shooting, yeah.
And I think at the very least, KCP will give him a boost on that in the court, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that is a great addition. I think you can't have, too many vets like that and too many guys that have, year by year experience in the league, and especially with a young talented team like this one. So I think that's a great addition. Definitely looking forward to his contribution on the court.
And I really like his intensity. That's what I was saying. Like he kind of fits the Magic mold. Like the Magic kind of remind me of the Knicks back in 21 when they were just rebuilding like under Tibbs, where they had a whole bunch of scrappy players and they still kind of clawed their way into the playoffs. I kind of see the Magic having a similar situation here, and I kind of like his intensity. And I think Casey's P intensity is going to endear him to Coach Mosley a lot. And at one of his media scrums, Mosley said, most of the players were scrapping and clawing, basically playing like it's game seven. I'm paraphrasing about what he said.
Yeah.
And I think that's a direct impact of KCP.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, in this league, you gotta practice as if it's your last game, as if it's a game seven, because you practice how you play. I know that's a cliche
Hmm.
saying, but it's true. So sometimes you need guys to come in to increase the intensity and to get people to perform at their best.
In KCP, he might not be the marquee free agent home run piece that the Magic got, but he's a building block, and you got to build one brick at a time. And I think the Magic, they're doing a great job of building their team. Looking forward to Ben Carroll. I really think he's going to have a breakout season. Him and Wagner.
Yeah,
Uh, like I'm not sure if they make all NBA, but I think they come pretty damn close to it.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think also, Suggs will make another step forward.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Shooter
I
too.
mean, yeah, man, this could be one of those teams. I'm kind of thinking of that Warriors team where they had Baron Davis and Steven
Mhm.
Jackson. Like nobody really thought they would do what they did, but they end up beating that they beat the Mavs with Dirk winning the MVP that year. So if you have the talent and it all comes together and you got the leadership there, it's really no telling what could happen.
Shit, like all they need is a really all-star caliber point guard, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and who knows? We talked about D'Angelo Russell. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, that didn't happen, but the trade deadline coming around, you never know. What player is going to be available, and that could be that maybe that opportunity for them to get that kind of star point guard.
Facts, man. And I really don't see them getting that star point guard in free agency. I think that star point guard will come from the draft or basically how well they develop their players. Guys like Anthony Black, I
Hmm.
really think there's a lot that he can offer if he just had the chance to actually play. And Jet Howard too. Like I'm really like I want to see how those two guys, come of age this season.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. And Anthony Black went to Duncanville High School here in Texas, kind of in my neck of the woods. I mean, so that's you know top basketball competition, and so I just think you got to give the young guys opportunity, see what they're able to do, and they'll have plenty. I think they'll have plenty of shots.
And I was thinking about point guards, a point guard who might be do this team some good and he still fits their mold. And I don't think this guy would actually mind playing in Orlando. It's Chris Paul.
Mm,
Like if
yeah,
if he'll go to San Antonio, I think he'll come to Orlando.
yeah. I mean, he went to OKC. Now, he there for a long period of time? No, but the fact that he went to OKC, he could definitely come to Orlando.
Right, and it's not like he has a ton of time left anyway. So, I
Right.
think he's done chasing the title. To be honest with you, and I think
Yeah.
his greatest thing that he can do right now is pretty much play like the Scott Skiles role, like how Scott Skiles played back in the early '90s with the Magic. If he kind of
Right.
played that role and kind of be like a semi quasi point guard slash coach, and he really doesn't have the expectations anymore. So I
True.
think that
True.
might
I
be
mean, yeah,
something.
yeah, and he's probably trying to get to 20 years. He's got it's he's at 19, starting at his 19th year. So he may want to come over there and yeah play that type of leadership role. But I think I agree with you too. I think the draft may be the best way because then you can kind of mold and then you'll have him for at least 4 years. So I think that may be the best route, but we'll see.
Another guy who might not be the popular pick, but again, um, is Patrick Beverly. Kind of fits the same
Mm.
mold. I mean, his
Yeah,
scoring
I
is
like I like that. I like that. Pat, we all know Pat Bev come with that type of intensity and that type of agitation that they could probably use because he's not on the team, right? Because he went to what
in
Tel
Israel right
Aviv.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
but he said the first bomb he hears and he's out.
I don't blame him.
He from Chicago, so he should be used to it.
Yeah, the first person that got thrown to the bomb is gonna be him. So might as well get out of there.
Get out while he can.
Right, right.
Preseason started yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday with the Abu Dhabi games with the Celtics and Nuggets. Um, there was nothing really noteworthy that I took out from those games other than Jokic looks completely out of shape and he hasn't touched the ball since April or May. Um, really not. I'm still haven't made up my mind on the Westbrook fit in Denver. He played all right, but he came off the bench and he really didn't play with the first unit like I thought he was. So the jury's still out in the Nuggets. Celtics, they fielded out pretty much their championship team and just going through the motions of getting their players in shape right now. But for Orlando, they begin their preseason. They play at the Pelicans, and then they play at the Spurs, and then next Friday at home, they play again at the Pelicans. So I think they can use those three games, especially the last two with the
Yeah,
Spurs, their home game against the Pelicans, to kind of gauge to see, where they're at the beginning of the season.
yeah, and then the 18th, uh, they play the 76ers, which would be even more of a kind of a gauge of kind of where they're at. But yeah, I think the matchup with the Pelicans, I think would be a really good matchup. I mean, and I think that's like you said, a good gauge of where they are. So yeah, looking forward to that one coming up.
Speaking of the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram was on the trade block. He's a player that can help Orlando. He don't play defense.
Yeah, yeah, no, he don't. But yeah, he scoring wise, he could help them.
He can help him score.
Yeah, yeah, big time. I mean, he's got all the flexibility in the world. So yeah,
Only could see
that could,
that working if Bankero plays the four.
yeah, that would be an interesting matchup though with those two. How you gonna
Hey, I'm not sure if they can play
position
together.
them?
All right, how
Yeah,
that works. But that's just me playing make believe GM for any of the college teams that want to make up a position for me.
right, right. St. John's, what's St. John's doing?
Come holler at me, man. I'm free.
Eden Hall, yeah, all them East Coast teams, where they at?
I'll take anybody at this point. Holler at me.
Man, it's St. Bonaventure, man, just out of nowhere, man. It's getting Woj out of the media game. Like, yeah, it's possible.
Mhm. Big facts, man. I envy him. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I
But
hear
yeah,
you.
the preseason, rages on. As of this recording, the Knicks and the Hornets play today on a Sunday. Washington and Toronto, Milwaukee and Detroit, the Lakers and the Suns. And of course, the Celtics beat the Nuggets today, 130-104. But I'm really interested in Lakers and Suns. I think LeBron is playing, will play. Well, as of now, he's playing. I just want to see how that interaction is with Bronny because I was watching Bronny the other day, and it doesn't take Pat Riley to figure out who belongs in the NBA court and who doesn't. And
That's true.
I'll just leave it at that because he was looking shaky just like he did in summer league, and it's not like he's playing against two-way players now or Exhibit 10. He's playing against people trying to make the roster, and they're coming for his head, whether he likes it or not.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not gonna make it easy on you. Same thing with Kaylin Clark. They're not gonna make it easy on her. They're definitely not gonna make it easy on him. So
Well, at least
yeah,
Caitlin Clark sort of belonged in the
she can
Well,
back it up. Yeah,
exactly. It
yeah,
just took a while to get her feet wet, but that's like throwing me on the offensive line on the Giants.
yeah. You're dead.
Exactly.
You're
I
not
have no
you're not
business
coming
being
out of
on
there
a,
uninjured.
I have no business on nobody's offensive line, and I really hate to say it, but as of now, Bronny, he just really doesn't belong on a NBA court. And I'm going to predict as soon as his father retires, which would probably be next season, that's my prediction. I think he'll be packed up too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think before the end of this season, he's gonna go down to the G League.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
he's definitely spending time in the G League, but
yeah, yeah.
but but the way that they paying him, I don't know because there's a certain amount of money that you can't make and play in the G League
Uh,
unless you're on like an injury assignment or something. They just can't send him Bronny down for 3 games and he's making X amount of money.
right, right, right. That's a good point.
Yeah, and he's making the most money of somebody picked at what was he, 52nd?
Right. Yeah,
So like
yeah,
usually players at that range They don't even get a guaranteed contract. They basically get a camp invite.
Right. See what you got.
Yeah, that's pretty much. But I guess they got it all figured out, and I don't. So
It's all connections, man. It's all who his daddy is. That's it.
no Diddy.
No Diddy. Exactly.
You gotta watch how he be framing that nowadays.
That's true.
As of now, WNBA playoffs is going on, and the Liberty looks like they're on their way to another finals. And if they win the finals, they'll be the first professional basketball team to win championship in New York since the 1973 Knicks.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's a long time.
I'm looking forward to that. And it's kind of interesting that the Nets ownership owns the Liberty, and they couldn't even bring a title to Brooklyn on the Nets, swinging for the fences. But they about to do it on the women's side because they kind of did it the right way, where they built their team around homegrown drafted players, role players, and a few big time free agent acquisitions. They just didn't get the top three free agents that really didn't make any sense or wanted to play with with each other
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the rest of the WNBA playoffs. It would be great to see the Liberty. Kind of a legacy franchise when it comes to the WNBA. So it was good. It was good to
Fact-
see them get one.
Facts saying, as a reporter and somebody that covers both leagues, really not supposed to have an opinion, but for my city here, I really hope they bring one home. Because the only championships I've seen in New York in my lifetime where I actually understood what was happening was the Yankees in '09 and the Giants two chips in '08 and what was it, 11 or 12. That's about the only three I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, that's wild,
Yo, he has a
man.
crazy stat. Then the Knicks were 500 for the first time in my adult life in 2011. And
Wow,
I
that
was
is that is a
20,
crazy.
I want to say I was 25, 24, 25 at that time
Huh, wow,
and had
wow.
hair.
Yeah, had a clean fade probably at that moment.
Facts, man. I got taken out the game early like D Rose, but that's another story for another day. Oh, speaking of D Rose, he called it a career a couple weeks ago, right after we recorded the last episode. I mean, like right after we recorded, it was like breaking news all over the place. Derrick Rose retired, and then the Knicks acquired Cat out the blue.
Yeah, yeah. I did not see that coming, and immediately when he sent me that text, I was like, "So how you feel?" And he was like, not really feeling.
Exactly. Tried to
Not
get
really
him.
feeling it. Cat, man, he's just one of them players, man. It's like he just he. I guess it just is what it is. He's not gonna be a presence in the middle, even though the dude is a tower, and he just not a. I don't know, man. When the game's on the line, man, you can't trust Cat, man. Him or Gobert. Now they split him up now, but you still can't trust him.
All right,
And
given that the
New York's gonna eat him alive. I'll say that
exactly
too.
the first, like I can see it now. Look, the first time he just chucks up three pointers that don't make no sense. I can hear the boo birds coming out.
He's gonna
But
get torched.
but what I'm really looking forward to, I'm really looking forward to watching Julius Randle in Minnesota have his first ISO play and wave off Anthony Edwards to tell him to get out the way. Well, I'm waiting for that so bad to happen.
It's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I don't know, what they really if they felt. I guess they felt like this was the missing piece to get them there. But anybody watching it in the NBA would probably disagree. But
Yeah,
again,
but
maybe they
I'm
got
gonna
to figure it out.
I'm looking at it this way. Like the Atlantic Division is going to be tough as hell this year. And whichever team is the healthiest at the end, I think that's the team that's going to actually win the championship. So as long as Tibbs don't overdo it like he usually does, just keep everybody healthy. Like forget about the seedings for like a moment. Just worry about keeping your team healthy because the seedings means nothing if half the team is hurt, like how they went out last year.
Right. True. True. I mean, you're gonna need a healthy Brunson, obviously. Randall. I mean, if the star players are healthy, they go as far as the stars go, and that's just what it's been.
I really don't get attached to players no more. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I stopped buying jerseys when I was a kid. As soon as I like identify with a player or whatever, I'll cop their jersey. A few months later, they are getting packed up, going somewhere else.
You know, getting traded. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Or they just end up falling off a cliff, and they become like a
yeah,
retired player, bench player. Yeah.
what's up, Steve Francis?
Man. Yeah, man. That fall off was major.
But yeah, man, I'm really gonna miss DiVincenzo. Like he was one of the players that kind of identify with. Like the players I identify with is never like the star players. It's mostly like the role players, people diving on the floor, like the John Starks of the world. I was probably the
Yeah.
only Knicks fan that liked Landry Fields. That was my guy for a long time, for that half a season that he was good for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
No,
really
I
gonna
hear
miss
you, man.
Dante Smith, his heart,
Yeah, that
all of that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Hart's on the team though. Right?
Yeah, he's still there, but DiVincenzo gave him that little bit of toughness that they pretty much don't have no more.
Yeah, and that was Villanova, man. That was the Villanova Knicks. So
I, s- I saw something like I'm not sure if this is real, and I seen a graphic on Twitter. Somebody asked Kyle Lowry about joining the Knicks. He said he wanted to, but they didn't call him. Like, you
that
think
that, that
that's
would
a good fit?
would have had the whole trifecta then.
Nah, if that's the case, I just rather them go out and what was the kid from Utah? I can't remember his name now. He used to play with Donovan Mitchell.
I'm
He was decent, but then he was out the league. Well, he's out the league now.
trying to think who you're thinking about.
Uh, he was on the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell. Eric Pascal, that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely out. Yeah, he's definitely out of the league because he was on the Warriors. I think that's the first team he was on.
Nah, he was on the Jazz. That was the last time I saw him. He was decent on the Jazz. He didn't average like 25 or nothing, but he averaged like a good 11, which is decent.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I don't
yeah,
know where he's at now, but maybe I'll go look him up in NBA 2K
yeah. See if he's still in there.
and put him at the bottom of the bench
Yeah,
somewhere. And he's from New York City too. Well, just outside of New York City. Yeah, Westchester. But still, I mess with
yeah,
him.
yeah. No,
Well,
that would have been a good addition.
yeah, just to have him on the team. Like I wasn't expecting Tibbs to play him
No, no.
or anything like that.
But hey, new look Knicks, man. This is yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to those two threes. I can't wait to the tension starts rising because you know it's gonna happen.
I can't wait for Tibbs to start yelling at Cat for missing a defensive assignment with the Knicks are up 15 or something and the game is out of reach. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's coming too.
Or to make him cry.
He probably would. He's definitely one of those.
Speaking of
Definitely
cry,
one of those.
a person I got my eye on is Jimmy Butler. I don't see him finish out the season with the Heat. It's a free agent at the end of the year. He wants a contract extension. I'm hearing Pat Riley really doesn't want to give him one because of his age.
him and Pat going at it in the media, and yeah, I don't see him finishing out the season either. I'm agree with you on that one. And
Like all the players end up beefing with Pat Riley, Shaq, Wade, like even Alonzo Mourning was beefing with him.
yeah, once they get to a certain age and they start asking for too much, I think Pat like I don't. He got so much experience and I think rep like he don't take it from anybody. Even D Wade. He was like bye.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not sure how
So
much Jimmy Butler
Jimmy
makes,
Butler is like nothing. Yeah,
but I see him as a trade piece that could put somebody over the top.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, Pat. If Pat did it to D Wade, Jimmy Butler is that'll be
And
easy for him to part with.
I'm not saying that this is gonna happen because like I don't even know the last time the Knicks and the Heat agreed on the trade. And I think Jimmy Butler can put the Knicks over the top with Cat.
He don't like Cat though, right? Didn't they have a beef when he was there in
Shit,
Minnesota?
they'll get over it.
Hey,
Kobe and Shaq don't like each other.
If it equals a championship, which that team and Jimmy, that team could get pretty close to that level.
Nah,
So
no, I really think they can win it. Not win it all, but at least come out the East with Jimmy Butler.
yeah, no, I agree with that. But I don't remember the last time they had a trade. The Knicks and the Heat.
Like there's certain teams like other teams don't trade with. Like Lakers and Celtics really trade with each other. Like when the Knicks and Nets made the Mikal Bridges trade, I was pretty surprised because they rarely like do any transactions with each other. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's one of those you know, arch nemesis rivals.
that's like the Lakers
But
and Clippers making a trade. Like the only trade
right,
I ever remember them making was Zubac when he was on the Lakers with
yeah,
Kyle
yeah,
Kuzma and who else was on there? Lonzo Ball.
yeah. Alonzo was